Hi there, welcome back. In this video, I will show you the functions of the 64 Keys basic feature extension and how you can use them for yourself or in a coaching. So I will show you the mission section in 64 Keys, which shows you information about the authentic professional unfolding of a person, the dictionary function, the wheel, the various printouts you can generate in 64 Keys, and the VIP or celebrity search functions and why this is such a cool feature. So let's start right away with the mission section. So let's go there, click on mission. This is a very popular feature among 64 Keys users because it shows you information on the authentic professional unfolding of a person. It is about the core talent of a person in the value creation chain, the cooperation profile that shows in what form or size of cooperation a person can best develop, and how individual material prosperity can unfold for an individual. And you have a detailed text, explanatory text about the specific Incarnation Cross of this chart. But let's start with these graphics here and with the core talent. So the idea behind this graphic is that everyone has a major talent and it's related to the lines in your chart. So this graphic shows the various steps of any value creation chain. No matter if you want to start your own business or create a product or render a service, there are always 6 steps involved in any value creation. And everyone has a major talent that stands out in these 6 steps. So let me give you a bit of information on that without going into too much detail. So you read these graphics from bottom to top, and again, they are related to the lines in human design. So the first step, in short, is about creating the basics, creating the foundations. Like in the first line in human design, it's all about analysis, it's all about the resources, it's about existential things. Before you do anything creatively, you do an analysis. What do you want to do? How much resources have you got? What exactly do you need to fulfill your plans? And this is this first step of analysis and resource oriented. And people who have a high percentage here in this first talent, for them, it's very easy to do that. It's just a natural thing and it gives them satisfaction. So the idea behind this graphic is where you have a high percentage, when you can do that in your job, in your career, you will experience a lot of satisfaction and also success because you can do that for a long time. It's easy for you. It's something that is natural for you. It's something that is rewarding for you. And of course, that's very helpful in a career coaching to make sure you discuss that when you are doing a human design analysis for a client. And you ask that client, hey, have you experienced that before? And very often people say, yes, this is exactly what I do, but I didn't think that was my major talent because it's so easy and natural to me. So for this person here, Aaron, he has only 10% here in this analysis talent. So doing analysis is something he can probably do, but not in a sense that he's very good at it or very successful in it. And it won't be something that brings him satisfaction. So let's go to the second step, the development talent. So here it's all about the product. It's about product or service development. People who have this talent think a lot in terms of products and features of the products and quality and specialties of their service. They want to create a USP, something unique, and they really have the talent to work out all the details of a product until it's perfect. And if you're working with teams, this core talent is a very valuable information to create a perfect team where team members can really contribute their core talent, support each other, complement each other. So it makes no sense to create a team where all team members have analysis or development because they're getting stuck in the analysis phase and in the development phase and cannot really move on. So what you want to have is a team where you have this diversity of talents because then together they can really create and follow all the steps in the value creation process. The third talent here, that is Aaron's strongest talent, is about realization and getting into action. So here the product is developed and is ready. And now the step is, do it, materialize it, bring it into form, manifest it, create it, produce it. And usually these people have the motto of, just do it. And it has nothing to do with type. So no matter what type you are, if you're a projector or coordinator, or maybe even an observer or reflector, if you have this talent of wanting to realize things, you have this drive of making things happen, because this brings you satisfaction and joy and ultimately success. And of course, in this talent, it's related to the third line in human design. You may experience failure. When you realize things, when you manifest things, when you do something for the first time to get things done, failure and mistakes will show up. So it's very important to not give up here, learn from the failure and try again. Sometimes you fail, sometimes you succeed. That's part of this talent. The fourth step here is all about getting into contact, about selling, about being client-oriented. So it's not so much about the product itself anymore. It has been produced, it was realized, it was perfected. Here it's about really getting it out, getting the message out to the client, selling it in a personal contact, creating the service around the product, and listening to the client and being attentive to the client. So often you find people who are in sales jobs or customer service or any jobs that involve really personal contact with the client. People who have this talent are very good in listening to their clients and filtering out the information they need, and also creating safe and stable relationships that last for many years. So I've been working in recruiting, and I've interviewed a lot of salespeople, and those who have this contact and client orientation, they know everything about their customers. They have really close relations. So it's not about selling just to make the money. Here it's really about creating relations that last. And the fifth step, it's our next evolution in the value creation chain. Here it's not about personal contact anymore. Here it's about disseminating the information to a market. So here you want to reach a larger audience. Maybe you want to reach a global market, and you wouldn't do that in a personal contact anymore, but rather through distribution systems, through social media marketing, through online media or media in general. So it's about creating a connection to a large audience, to a global market. So people with this core talent are good in creating messages that are understood by a large audience. And the sixth talent, like the sixth line in human design, is no longer about the value creation itself. So it's no longer about the resources and the product and the customers and everything. It's about the values in the system. People with this talent have a focus on the people in the system, no matter what they are creating, and they have a focus on the vision of the system and the transformation of the system. Often we find people who are working in HR or organizational development who have this core talent, because here they don't have to focus on what's produced. They can focus on the people and the questions the system has about the future. So these were the 6 steps of the value creation process. In the cooperation profile, we analyze in which form or size of cooperation a person can develop best. What does this mean? It means where you experience the least friction or stress when cooperating with others. Again, this means you can do that for a very long time. You won't burn out, and you will experience satisfaction, joy, support, and success. So again, it's read from bottom to top. So the first cooperation profile is called autonomous and independent. And basically it means that you are working best when you are a one-woman show or a one-man show. That means that you can work alone, that you can decide alone, that you don't have to wait on someone, that you can keep your autonomy and independence. And also if you're working in a larger organization, of course that is also possible, but it means that within your defined area of responsibility, that you can work there in a very autonomous way. So you can cooperate best when you have your independence. Partnership with a second person, the second profile here means that you are cooperating best if you have a colleague or a partner that is bringing you the inspiration, where you can share thoughts and ideas, that is bringing out your talents. If you don't have like a sparring partner or inspiration partner, a colleague, a partner you can relate to, you might have the feeling that something is missing and that you have problems to get your talents out, express your ideas. So having partnerships with different people like colleagues or networking partners is very helpful for you to develop on a professional level. And of course, this also means if you're starting a business, start it with a partner. Don't work alone. The third cooperation profile, supportive communities. This means you can cooperate best in a community where you have a familiar feeling, where you are feeling this is your family, you are supported, where you have this feeling I belong here. Here are people that support me. If I experiment in this community, I won't be thrown out right away, or if I make a mistake. So this gives you the feeling of really belonging and where you are supported for who you are. So the size of the cooperation can vary, small communities, larger communities, but this support and this feeling of belonging is very important to you. The fourth cooperation profile, networks, means that autonomous people are working together on a loose basis to share resources, for example, to help each other out, support each other, giving and taking in a network, in a loose form of cooperation where people are simply helping each other out or creating some resources that they can use together. The fifth cooperation profile, larger organizations, means that you can develop best in a large organization where, for example, a hierarchy is already developed, where there are really work-sharing processes. That means all individuals have clearly defined areas of responsibility and tasks, and you also have your clear area of responsibility, and all of these people within the hierarchy work together for a larger goal. So if you have this talent, you know how to navigate in these organizations and you know how to handle this organized work life. So we could say about Aaron here, because he has 100% larger organizations, that he enjoys working in larger corporations. He's a corporate person. And the sixth cooperation profile, again, it's aloof. It's not so important anymore which form or size of cooperation. This can change during a career. It's about staying flexible. And it's about you as an individual. Can you contribute with your values, with your vision and so on? What is the vision of the corporation you're working for? So that is much more important than the size of the corporation. The third part here analyzes how individual material prosperity can unfold for an individual. It's about prosperity in a wider sense, not only money, but feeling prosperous on all levels of life. And it's very interesting because we are all very conditioned how to handle resources, how to deal with money. And this prosperity profile shows us how an individual brings money or matter into an authentic, natural flow. Isn't that cool? So in the first variant, it's all about having a very good overview about income and expenditures and only spend money on things you really can afford. So all the decisions are really solid and the existential basis is very important to these people. So what's also important to know about this prosperity profile, it doesn't say how much wealth or prosperity you can create in your life. It rather says how, what is authentic to you. So I've seen many different profiles and it really, you can become extremely rich with any profile or also be poor with any profile. It doesn't say how much. It only says how are you bringing that into a natural flow where you feel prosperous. So solidity again is about creating a safe existential basis. Steering influential is about not having so many resources for yourself, but rather having an influence on how other people use their material resources or their energy. So you have a talent on being influential, on steering the resources of others, and thereby creating prosperity for yourself. Investing, enjoying a very nice prosperity profile. Here it's about having this feeling what is a wise investment and having the desire to invest, maybe even risk taking. You have this feeling of this could add up to my prosperity, and then you invest and then it works out and then you enjoy the outcome of your investments. Of course, if you don't have money to invest, it also means invest your energy, but invest it wisely, of course. It's not about wasting resources, it's about wise investment and then enjoying the rewards. The fourth profile here, charitable sharing, means that it's close to your heart to share excess resources with others who don't have so much. So it's a social profile. It's really about sharing excess resources with people who are not so lucky. And it means that sharing generously also brings your resources in a natural flow. Here in the fifth profile, accumulating, increasing, it's all about gathering, accumulating resources and making more out of them. So these are people who sleep better when they have reserves. And also, of course, it gives them more influence. When they have a lot of resources, it raises their influence. And the sixth step, independent of resources, means that these are people who work best when they are free of material attachments. So for them, it's usually okay to have exactly as much as they need at the moment. They don't think in terms of increasing their income or things like that. They want to be free of that. They like to have their focus somewhere else and let the resources flow naturally. What you also find on this mission page is a very individualized text about the Incarnation Cross of the chart. And here I'm not talking about just a general text on the cross. This is really a text about the 3-5 profile of the Sphinx with the sun in the fourth quadrant, the sun in the first hexagram. Let me explain a bit about this. I'm changing to the overview page, and here I'm going to the wheel. Here you can see the activations of Aaron in the mandala, in the human design wheel. And here you can see the sun. Here his personality sun is in the first hexagram. And this is also in the fourth quadrant here of the wheel. The cross of the Sphinx can either have the sun in the first hexagram or here in the 13th hexagram or in the second hexagram or in the 7th. And Aaron's variant is the cross of the Sphinx with the sun in the first hexagram. So this mission text is a text explaining exactly this cross. And this text also takes into account that Aaron is a 3-5 profile, because it makes a huge difference if you are a cross of the Sphinx in a 1-3 profile or a 3-5 profile. So this brings me to the next feature in the 64 Keys basic version, the dictionary. If you go back to the start page and click on dictionary, you can access the dictionary function. Here you can look up all 64 Keys texts. So for example, for a gate, let's take gate 55. I can display the texts, the description of the gate and all the lines. And here you also have the theme if it's a bridging gate. So for people who have split definitions, and let's say gate 55 would be a bridging gate, that means connecting these two definitions, this theme, wanting to fall in love, could be a thing. What else can we look up here? You can look up all cross texts. For example, I want to know what is the cross text for a person who has the sun in gate 17 and is a 2-4 profile. It's the cross of service in the first variant. That means the sun in the first quadrant. And here you have the respective text. Here is below the line information like motivation, perspective, the cognition type, the 16 different variables. I told you in the first video about the variables. So here, for example, the dog, which is left, right, left, left. And also you can look up information on the PHS, nutrition and environment. Here you simply type in the number of the color. So for example, design color 2 with a tone 6. And here you get the respective text. The beneficial nutrition is here taste closed, or as we call them, the gourmet. And here for the environment, it's similar. You can enter, let's say 1 for caves and left, because it's a left tone, And here you would get the respective text, cave, interaction, exclusive. You are a cave dweller. So this is a nice way to look up information without having to create a separate chart. Next feature on the list today is the wheel. You can create wheels for single charts, for interaction or partnership charts, and also for transits. Let me show you the wheel for a single chart. It's under this button here. So here you can see the activations of Aaron, and the colors refer to the respective circuitries. For example, the 4 red ones here, they are all in the sensing circuit. The green ones are individual activations. The light brown yellow ones are in the tribal circuit. The blue ones are logic. So you can right away get an impression about the person and the weighting of the different circuitries. So here we can see a lot of green. So I could say about Aaron that he's a rather individualistic person. When you click on the logo, you can display the chart, and you can also display just the activations on the unconscious design side, or when you click again, the activations on the personality side. And with another click, the chart is gone again. And of course, you can also print out this wheel. Let's create a PDF file and look at it. This is the free Mandala PDF chart you can create for any chart you have in 64 keys. It's free for all of your records. There are more free printouts you can generate in 64 keys. Here is the Genius Report Compact. I will show you everything you need to know about this in a separate video. And here, let me show you the picture PDF and the force field PDF. So here's the picture PDF. You can print it out in any size you like. So it's a very high quality PDF. And this is the force field overview, like in 64 keys, the overview page with all the information on below line, stages of life, and so on. This also comes in the PDF format. And this one here is the force field analysis of 64 keys. It's marked in red and it has euro signs on it. That means when you click on it, it is put in your cart and then you can check out and pay it. And once you come back to this chart, this button will be green and you can download the force field analysis. Let me show you how it looks like. So this is what it looks like. It's a 34 pages PDF. And includes all the information that is available in 64 keys for a chart in written format. So we have the force field here, obviously. We have information on the type, on the centers, whether the center is open or defined with the potential and the shadow. The specializations, that means the channels. There is a section that is called light and shadow that goes into all the activated gates and the light and their shadow quality, and also information about the planets. So all planets are included. Keynotes are given for each planet, like here for Pluto. The design Pluto is about inner truth and the personality Pluto is about transformation. The last planet, it's not a real planet, is Chiron, activating the healing power and healing behavior of a person. Then there is a section on psychology and health, which includes below-line information on motivation, perspective, health and nutrition, beneficial environment, the cognition type, that means the variable. There is a section on profession and calling. That includes the information I just showed you about the talent in the value creation chain, the cooperation profile, the impact in teams, the authentic appearance, and the prosperity profile, and also about the authentic leadership style of a person, the impact they have in larger organizations. That means the power base and the presence in organizations. This is helpful information for career coachings and when you're working with organizations. And of course, the mission text is also included and a short text about the profile. So this is a wonderful giveaway for your coaching client or a gift for friends. If you have a 64 Keys expert version, you can also include a personal footer here. And that will be also included on all pages, your name, your company name, or your website, or whatever you would like to have here. The last function I would like to show you in this video is the celebrity or VIP search functions. There are a lot of celebrities entered in 64 keys. You can call them up by this button here. As you can see, we currently have more than 5,000 celebrities entered into 64 keys. All 64 keys users can enter celebrities. If you want to do that, please check out the tutorial video in 64 keys, how to do that correctly. So what's so cool about these celebrities in 64 keys is that you can call them up, look them up by their profession or also by their design features. So for example, I'm a 5'1" profile and I'm interested in which actresses, Hollywood actresses, also have a 5'1" profile. So I'm using the combined search of 64 keys to look them up. Here you would select the label and enter actress. And here I'm selecting profile, 5'1", and now I'm looking up the records, only the VIPs, only the celebrities. I'm not interested in the charts I personally entered, but just the VIPs. So at least I'm getting a result of 87. And here is a list of all the 5'1" actresses. You can see it here in the profile. By the way, if it's gray, then it's not sure that it's a 5'1" profile within the specified time accuracy. For example, if you don't have any accuracy, you would select plus minus 12 hours. And 64 keys calculates within the specified accuracy of time, could there be a change to the profile? Therefore, it's marked gray. And also the type here it says, for example, for this person, she could be a builder, but it's not sure. It even shows you the percentages, so 64% chance that she is a specialist and 36% chance that she's a builder. So you can combine these search functions for all these elements here. You could also say you're looking up a planet in a gate. So I want to see celebrities who have their Mars in gate 43. So I'm entering 43 and MA is the abbreviation for Mars. I'm looking for the VIPs and here I'm getting a list of all the VIPs who have their Mars in gate 43. So I will cross-check that with Jennifer Aniston chart. I like her a lot as an actress in the morning show. And here I can see her Mars in 43.6, the line of breakthrough. How awesome is that? With the basic version, you can also create relationship charts for analyzing composites. I will show you that in the next separate video.